Hello everybody, welcome to Wisconsin Wonder Garden. Thank you so much for tuning in again today. I want to answer the question of if it's necessary for your planters to have drainage holes or not. My answer is going to be different from indoor plants versus outdoor plants, but generally, believe it or not, your planters don't need drainage holes. For example, my Begonia Rex, no drainage holes. My Pilea peperomioides, no drainage holes. This cute little succulent planter, no drainage holes. My Monstera deliciosa, no drainage holes. I have two more of these planters, no drainage holes. And even the Christmas cactus that we propagated during the early stages of this channel has been doing great and blooms for us every single year. No drainage holes. Quite often we're told that plants absolutely need drainage holes, and there's one reason for that: user error. I don't mean to offend anybody, because more often than not, people just don't have the time to pay attention to their plants and how much they've been watering them in the past. I know it's really easy to forget the last time we watered and how much we watered them, and also it's kind of hard to tell exactly how moist that soil is. But if you guys see a really cute planter that you would love inside your house, I don't want you to not buy it simply because it doesn't have drainage holes. You can usually add drainage holes by yourself. Should probably make a video on that in the future here. And two, all it takes is a little bit of extra attention to make sure you don't overwater your plants. If you're paying attention to the different signs that your plant is giving you, you'll have no problem growing in a container without drainage holes. Just pay extra attention to how much you're watering it and how frequently you're watering it. Then as time goes on, look back to see how your plant has reacted to your watering. Eventually, you're going to see a trend when it comes to watering, and you'll understand how much water your plant needs and when it needs it, whether or not there's drainage holes in that container. My general rule of thumb when watering in a container that doesn't have holes in it is to give about 10 to 15% of that container's volume in water during your watering. You usually don't really have to measure this out, just kind of instinctually water it based on that percentage of that container. And before you do water it, stick your finger way down into the soil and see if it's really wet, moist, or completely dry. I usually don't like to allow my soil to get completely dry, so in between the moist and completely dry is the time when I'll pull the trigger to water it. Typically, with all of my indoor plants, this is about once every 3 weeks. The biggest factor in being successful when using this method and using containers that don't have drainage holes is going to be observation. Just pay attention to your plants, see how they're reacting, and adjust accordingly. If you're constantly killing your plants that don't have drainage holes, you're obviously overwatering. So just water a little bit less each time and you should see better results. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned outdoor plants. Typically, I don't recommend to have your outdoor plants in a sealed container because there's factors that we can't control. Mother Nature is going to bring down some big heavy rain sometime, and it's going to drown out your plants and they're going to die. I've had so many friends and fellow gardeners reach out to me wondering why their plants have died, with this being the reason. They have an outdoor planter without drainage holes, and then say we've had a really wet couple of weeks, that plant dies because it's swimming in water. There's no way to avoid that. So if you guys do have outdoor plants, I recommend making sure that they have drainage holes. So in the future, if you see that planter that you love, but it doesn't have drainage holes, don't worry about it. Please buy it next time. Just be a little bit more observant of the watering schedule than you are with your other indoor plants. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you're subscribed, hit that bell button so you're notified each time we come out with a new video. And click this box up here so I can see you in the next video. Happy gardening.